Google car.
Hey, what's up everyone? Matt here. So today I want to talk about radar detectors, and more specifically, are they worth it? So I've been using a radar detector for quite a while now, around 7 years. Right now the one I'm using is a Valentine one, and really the question is, are they worth the money? Because if you want to get a decent one, it's going to cost you a couple $100s. The Valentine one was around $400 when I bought it, and any of the same level of radar detector is going to be around that price, if not more. I think the Valentine one is one of the best ones out there. I really enjoy it. It has arrows so you can see where the radar is coming from. I really like this. It does its job very well, but is it worth the money? So a radar detector detects radar, but more specifically radar from police. So the police, when they're scanning vehicles to see if they're speeding, they use radar to detect that speed, at least most of the time, and I'll get into that in a second. And this device can detect that and let you know if some police is scanning, and so that you can slow down and basically not get a ticket. That's the whole point of these. So do they work? Yes, they do work. If the police is using radar, this radar detector will detect it and will let you know that it's happening. Now there's a bunch of caveats to that. You have to be in the right position and it has to be the right circumstances for it to work really well. Sometimes it just doesn't work. Like if you're in mountains, sometimes it won't work because when you go around a bend, the mountain will cut off all the signal. So there's a bunch of caveats to that, but for the most part, it works really well and it does detect when the police is using radar. Now, a few issues with a radar detector. One, a lot of the times you get false alarms. So there's a X-band here in California. Well, there's X-band everywhere, but here in California, only thing that uses X-band that I can tell is like truckers. Truckers use X-band. So every time you pass a semi-truck on the highway, the radar detector goes off and it's super annoying. I disconnected that on my radar detector because there's just no use for it here where I am, at least from my use case, that's what I found. So I just turned it off. But you know, there's a bunch of different bands of radar that these can detect, and sometimes you get false alarms and that's really quite annoying, and sometimes it really scares you. But you know, I guess rather have false alarms and it detect the real ones as well than not detect the real ones at all. So you know, it really just depends if you're okay with those false alarms. Also, another issue, and the bigger issue for me, is that most police these days, at least where I'm living, use laser. So no longer do they use radar, they use laser. And the issue with that, at least from the way I understand it and the way I've been told, is that laser, yes, even though these radar detectors do detect laser, they detect when those signals are coming. Once you actually get tagged with a laser, there's nothing you can do. As opposed to with radar, where it can detect the radar signals even if it's not directed at you. So if you can detect those signals, you can still slow down and you won't get caught. But with laser, it'll actually detect your car, and once it detects, you're already caught. So there's no point in even detecting it. At least that's how I understood it. I might be wrong there, but so far, laser just is kind of pointless to me. I mean, it detects it, but I guess you're just gonna know you're getting pulled over. So is it worth the money? I think yes, and here's why. So around $400, that's how much these are gonna run you if you want a good one, right? So if you get a ticket, then this is gonna be a $400 ticket, most likely. $300, $400, you know, it's in that range. So for the price of a ticket, you can substantially reduce the risk of getting another ticket. So you could take the hit up front and hopefully mitigate any risk of actually getting a ticket. And of course, you shouldn't really be speeding or going super fast or anything like that, but I don't really know anyone on this planet that actually goes the speed limits. And I do know quite a few police that are kind of stingy on that. And even if you're going like 1 over, 2 over, they'll pull you over. So that's a little ridiculous, I think, at least. So even if you're not going crazy fast, even if you're going with the flow of traffic, I think it's nice to know that you at least know what the police are doing around you, even if it's not 100% of the time, or you know, it's some false alarms I've had. I think it's worth the money, and I still use one every single day. So that is what I think about radar detectors. To me, they are worth it, and I'm going to continue using it. Like I said, I'm using a Valentine one, and I'll leave a link down below so you can go ahead and pick one of those up if you want, or just read a bit more about them. What do you think about radar detectors? Let me know down below in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to subscribe so you can see when new videos are out every Tuesday and Friday. Also, be sure to follow me over on social media. Links for all that will be down below. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Again, my name is Matt, and I will see you in my next video. See ya!